So we're talking about social media, and we are going to be talking about how it's a positive influence on us. Throughout history, we've always been innovative as human beings, and with social media, it's just further innovation. We've always had social media in some way, with newspapers or telephones. Social media is just a collection of all of these things, making it more accessible to everyone and making it more efficient for us to live.
All right, so to sum up with what Brandon is saying here, technology, it takes the world and it shrinks it down into a smaller area so that you can reach out to people in different areas that you wouldn't be able to do physically. And yeah, we're in a state beyond industrial revolution, where social media.
Stop it.
Stop it now.
Alright. You ready? So, we are Tay and Shay, and today we'll be discussing the negative effects social media can have on society. So some of the biggest concerns with social media are privacy and safety. It can kill productivity, promote social isolation, and can cause professional damage.
And there have been professional damages done, says Shay. So there have been a number of studies showing that social media has done more damage than good. And social media affects all ages as social networks have been made available to absolutely everyone. And that's how it is.
Great. Okay, back to you guys for your 4 statements.
Okay. So to start off, like we said, social media connects all of us together, which is beneficial in many different ways. First of all, anyone can have a voice on any subject, and anyone can be heard. It doesn't have to go through a publisher. We are our own publishers, and we can share our opinions and share our thoughts and be more heard. And it's not limited to the people who are higher on the higher status. And as well as that, companies can communicate with their customers and vice versa, so that the customers can be heard more and the companies can give them what they need, and they can know what they need more.
All right. So as I said before, it shrinks the world down into a smaller field. Over 200 countries have internet access. So imagine 200 countries that are able to talk to each other. If you said that 50, 60 years ago, that would just seem almost ridiculous. Reachable, but ridiculous. Another point is that it can allow for thriving in business. A study by John Mullen at Indiana University said that measuring the sentiment on Twitter, one can predict the stock market, whether it will rise or fall, 3 days earlier, 86% of the time. So it allows for stocks to invest in the proper, or companies to invest in the proper stocks, financial success.
Okay, 4 points are done. Over back to you guys.
Okay, so studies from Child have shown that 29% of internet sex crime relationships have been started over social media. While 26% of online sex crimes against minors, the perpetrators had distributed information or images on social media networks. Bullying is also a huge issue, and it has only gotten worse since social networks have been developed. According to a survey, 70% of students have witnessed bullying online, and 40% of those have been bullied themselves. Bullying and trolling has become easier because of social media, because people have something that they can hide behind. Another safety concern is stalking. Over 60% of Facebook profiles are public. Because of this, people can look at all your information and you'd never know. This has become a popular way for thieves to keep tabs on potential houses because they know when owners are at home or away on vacation.
Okay, so social isolation. Social media distracts its users from real life. People have become less likely to remain focused on what they need to do because social media is so easily available. So it makes it easy to block out the world and instantly go elsewhere when in social situations, because you can avoid the awkwardness by isolating yourself with social media. And social networks give the illusion of companionship. A study conducted by Ethan Cross from the University of Michigan found that the more time a person spent on social media, such as Facebook, the lonelier and more depressed that person became.
So it can kill productivity. With phones, social media is right at your fingertips, anywhere and anytime. And because of this, it is hard to stay focused and productive. A recent study by Team Lease showed that employees spend more than 32% of their time on social media every day for personal work. This is an average of 2.35 hours a day while they're supposed to be working for a company. According to the study, Facebook is the biggest distraction. 83% of the people questioned spent their time on Facebook when they should be working. Another study by the University of Maryland revealed that 18% of people cannot go more than a few hours without checking social media, while 2/3 are compelled to check it at least once a day. In fact, while we were working on this debate and doing research, we got distracted by things on our phone or the internet, which made the process of doing research take a much longer time than it should have.
And professional damage. Many people upload inappropriate photos and therefore displaying a bad image of themselves. So social media users are often seen behaving unprofessionally outside of the workplace. And there have been countless situations where employers have actually fired their employees due to social media posts. So it's amazing to see how much damage can be done with just using a few characters. So mismanagement can lead to you becoming jobless, and with being students, I don't think that's a good idea. So employers don't necessarily stop at your resume. They often want to see how you behave in your free time because you carry the company's name with you at all times. So Christopher Maximilian is a BC neo-Nazi who lost his job as a hockey coach at the North Delta Minor Hockey Association in 2014 over Nazi propaganda. He posted images featuring the swastika and Adolf Hitler and propaganda suggesting the Holocaust in Europe during the Second World War did not take place. So it shows that social media makes it easy to type your thoughts, click send, or post before properly thinking about it. That's it.
And then 12 points.
They had like 10 seconds left. So.
Okay, perfect. So we have a minute break now
Yeah.
before the open. Thanks for everybody's focus and attention.
Say that the Holocaust never happened. That's weird.
That is.
You know, I supported that Hitler, but I don't think he actually did what he did.
I support the people pretend he did.
We're recording Brandon's dance.
I support the stories that people made up about the Holocaust.
But I didn't.
You wouldn't know.
But no. Yeah, I did anything.
I
I love those movies. Good. Did you get read about it there? It's like, I love that bedtime story. That nursery rhyme is the best. Hitler is little Hitlers.
Okay, open debate starts when your hand goes up. Okay, go ahead, David.
Well, our good friends over here on the other side of the debate like to use copy and paste. I like to use a statement. I like to use a statement that I know and love from a good man named Stan Lee. With great power comes great responsibility. You can't blame social media itself for the problems that are caused. You can always blame people. Whether social media is there or not, you're going to have problems like that. Sexual predators. Well, if it wasn't social media, it'd be physically. It would be getting pushed over in the hallway, getting swirly in the toilet, wedgies. And is lunch money stolen?
Yes, but that still happens.
And is it not a good thing that we are catching these people on social media?
I mean, it is, but if people were more careful about what they're posting on the social media, then the predators wouldn't have anything to look at.
Or the predators would get away with it if they were more careful.
But if there was no social media, no teenage girls would be
Yeah,
taken advantage
They
of.
wouldn't be stopped.
They would be at home.
it's called the creepy man in a van.
All right, so what about how social media, you said that it connects you to the people around the world, but what about the people that you're sitting right in front of? What about when you go out to dinner and you're sitting on your phone?
Exactly, like I said, great power comes great responsibility. So social media is good in doses. Like, you can't
Yes,
just be like,
but it's
all in,
also hard for people when they want to look at everything. How are they supposed to? People have a hard time keeping off it because they want to know what's happening.
Now, you said that when you were making this discussion, you were distracted by
Yes.
social media, making it harder for you to work on this
Yes,
discussion,
exactly.
on this assignment.
Yes.
Now, when I was working on this, I was struggling to get it done, but I went to social media for help. Now, research from the McGraw-Hill Education in 2015 says that 81% of students use mobile devices to study, and 77% of students say adaptive technology has helped them to improve their grades.
Yeah, that's mobile, but that's like Google and stuff like that, but that's not social media. Social
As-
media is like Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that where you're communicating with people.
As well as chat groups with other students and pages where you can ask for help.
And
Canvas.
those chats often go on a detour to something else. Like
Exactly.
memes.
Yes.
Exhibit A group chat that we have.
If we didn't have social media, we wouldn't know Chris was gonna be late for writing class. We would have been like, what's going on? We would like, work period. I guess we're going home now.
Exactly.
We would have been productive in that period like we should have been.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah. We would have been productive like we were in our research for this debate.
And also, you guys did not start research until this morning. What were you doing the rest of the time? Playing on YouTube?
Doing other assignments.
I personally watched you guys play on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we're like, what are you guys doing? Nothing. Have you done your debate? No.
And you guys also said it gives people...
Personal attacks. Personal attacks.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about how many years ago people would never have believed what would happen with social media. But back then, people would sit around a fireplace and talk to their family and friends. So now you're destroying your social life now in reality, just for this imaginary world that you have at your fingertips.
It's not an imaginary world, it's connecting us with the rest of the world. Now, most of us, or many of us, have family who we cannot contact because they're far away. Social media helps us to keep that connection throughout the distance of the world.
Yes, this is true. You also need to...
I do believe you have a
Okay,
boyfriend.
open debate is over. Now we go to 1 minute break before your closing statements.
I got this.
I opened up the open.
I did too.
Yeah, no, we're ending up right about that time.
I got
Should be
yours.
about 13 minutes per debate.
And 1 minute on each side for each other. 10 minutes on each side.
I like that one, he proved their point every
Yeah, 15 minutes.
I think we're done.
Okay, you guys are done?
Yeah.
Okay, closing statements, go ahead.
Who's starting?
Okay, so right now, just proving that we are right, you just took a Snapchat picture of yourselves.
What was this?
Okay. Therefore, you had no control over your inability to do social media in the right place at the right time. This was not the place to do.
This isn't a
Anything-
closing statement, this is an open kind of argument.
No, and actually you're just going to prove that most of the class probably was checking social media while we were doing this debate. Therefore proving that it's controlling our mind, because that's all we think about. When you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you check. So it's pretty much proving that social media controls everyone.
Social media does not control everyone. In closing, I'd like to say that you can't blame social media for what people do. For comedic relief. Now, some people have self-control, and they can use social media to their advantage. That's why social media is an important thing, but you can't blame it for the way that people use it.
Ta-da.
Okay, great debate, you guys.
Thank you.